The Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, site of the 2022 Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships. I'm your host, Brent Lang. Happy to be here and looking forward to the action tonight. The final draw of the round robin in the championship pool. We've got 5 full sheets in action. There's 3 more over at the Curling Club, 4 men's games, 4 ladies games.
What do you do for a living, Howard?
Almost every one of
Well,
them
good for you.
is meaningful in terms of the playoff
for
picture.
quite a few years, but now I'm working on the golf game, which is pretty bad.
Oh, well, you know what? You know
Biking
they're going to
and-
get better, right?
In my own time, too.
Yeah,
Guys
I
are
know.
joking already about their
Exactly.
golf
How about
games.
I sell automotive parts for a living.
Okay, cool.
Top 4.
So simple in the feature game here. Alberta wins, and it looks to me like they beat the other 2 teams, Saskatchewan and Quebec, who are tied with them. So no matter what happens in that game on the next sheet, Alberta wins, and they're into the 4th playoff spot. Ontario, Nova Scotia, Manitoba already guaranteed a spot in the semifinals. So big game here for James Paul. Howard Rahala in his rink from Ontario obviously want to win this game, but doesn't really change, might change who they play potentially depending on what happens in the other games. So
John's developed a hook with his
right beside them, Saskatchewan and Quebec.
Nice curls.
Winner of that game is in if and only if Ontario beats Alberta. Over on the far sheet, BC and New Brunswick, call that the Pride game, playing for their pride. Both are eliminated from the championship round, eliminated from the playoffs tomorrow. Wrapping up the round robin with a win would be nice for either one of them. We've got big matchup here, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, battle of 1st and 2nd. So the winner of this game, Manitoba at 9-0, Nova Scotia at 8-1. The winner of this game will finish first, which will have them play the 4th ranked seed, which is either going to be Quebec, Saskatchewan, or Alberta. And that means whoever loses this game will play Ontario. So they're just playing to see who they play. And the lone ladies game on the ice tonight is Newfoundland and Labrador versus Yukon. Both have been eliminated. They're both 3 and 6. So again, just playing to
be over here again,
finish
guys.
on a win.
Might as well get it in.
Calling for the guard here. The corner guard from, it looks like Phil Daniels in for Paul Madden tonight. I don't know if they've been rotating all week. I don't think so. This is Phil's 2nd game playing on this sheet,
Really
though.
lazy on those, eh? Oh yeah, like you're hooking on me. Yeah,
So some good information there from James Paul, the lead John Schmidt, saying you're hooking those. You're getting a little lazy, which just means you got to just finish the throw, put a little more spin on it, rather than have it curl right away.
Whoa.
Phil Daniel with the intern chase.
Yep.
So last time we saw Team Ontario, Phil was in replacing Chris Fulton.
Just since July.
Oh, so
But Chris is back in the lineup. Paul Madden on the bench.
Test run is still
And a good start for Phil Daniel.
always nice to
See this intern coming in, hitting and rolling away.
Have nothing to do unless your wife's got you busy.
Well, there's that list for sure.
The honey-do list.
Yeah.
James certainly trying to keep things light. James, a drag racer, was showing me some pictures of his cars last night. Pretty wild. I know nothing about cars, admittedly, but I do like to go fast, so that sounds kind of cool.
Okay.
Represented Western Canada down in the U.S. one time. He's telling me the story.
Mark.
But apparently has the 2nd fastest car on his team, or did. One of the other guys is into that as well, and had a car that did 185 miles an hour, which that might be too fast, but sold it, so now James is the fastest on the team again. First look at Chris Fulton. Longtime competitor in the Ontario competitive scene, playing 2nd for Rich Moffat. Howard Rahala used to play 3rd for Rich back when they won the provincial championship to represent Ontario at the Brier.
Clean.
Oh boy.
Just a nose hit here. Bit of a slow start. Nothing too dangerous for either team.
Well, gotcha. Yeah. Same weight.
Alberta 2nd. Kelly, I'm going to go with Moth. I don't know if that's correct. My apologies to any of Kelly's family that's watching if I butchered that.
Oh, easy. Oh, just clean.
Would love to roll this behind the red center guard.
Maybe he thought he was a little soft with it. He probably was. Sorry, Kel. I didn't think he threw it that bad.
So James saying there he didn't see anything, but Kelly yelled right away, so maybe felt something. Howard doesn't like that tight red center guard, so they're going to deal with that. Hit and roll, and likely going to see an open end here. Reminder that the semifinals are live on stream tomorrow morning at 8:30 local time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm going to have to get up awfully early.
Whoa, whoa.
Because we will be here to cover that. So this one's over curling, trying to go the other way, but
Good.
and
Good
it
throw,
does. Curled more than Howard thought there.
We're going to go in. I don't mind normal, eh?
Trying to hit and roll back to the center into the rings here. Alberta third, Mark Klink. Wanted me to mention his mother won the, I think it was the Manitoba Seniors one year, provincials, and represented Manitoba.
Yeah, roll it out now.
Pretty cool. A lot of intergenerational curlers across Canada. Seems to be a family sport, a great family sport at that. So we're going to try and use this high corner guard. Rich Moffat, Ontario third, is going to play this in-turn come around. Not really anywhere he can put this that Alberta won't be able to chase it, but it will be harder than an open hit, so worth a shot.
Still room. Okay, line's coming. Line's good.
Where?
Whoa, no.
So I think it's a little bit heavy. But weight is quite good. Going to be right on the tee line. I think it's going to be open on that wide side, however. Mark's going to be able to take this on.
No house? Nope.
I think you can see the whole rock here, but he's got this a little wide.
Hard right to it, John. Right to it.
Really
Right to
curling
it.
now. Don't want to
Right
roll
to it.
behind this guard. Want to roll farther than that. Mission accomplished. Really starting to look like a blank end. Haven't seen very many exciting first ends, folks. And that's not me giving you permission to tune in 15 minutes late, but seen a lot of conservative first ends. It's pretty normal. I think we'll definitely see that tomorrow in the playoffs. If I'm one of the more experienced teams, I probably try not to let that happen. If I'm Sherry Anderson especially, four-time reigning Canadian champions, I'm going to try and come out and put the pressure on them right in the first end, thinking that they'll probably be more comfortable than anybody else who hasn't been in that situation as often. Wants to hold on here. Rolled to a bad spot, out of the rings and jammable. So now James is going to try and use this corner guard to force Ontario to one in the first end.
That was a good throw, Rich.
Rich is a wily veteran, though. He might have, maybe he did that on purpose, thinking, let's make James draw here. Maybe he'll slide one behind the tee line, and that's the way we'll get the deuce here.
I'll draw you through. Felt like
14-7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot tee line.
Yeah, the guy.
James Paul played in the 1995 Brier with Kevin Martin. Played second stone for the Old Bear. The Old Bear used to go through seconds pretty much more often than he'd change shirts. Does look a little heavy. That's too deep. That's going to give Ontario a chance here to make a good draw and potentially set up a deuce. Pretty slippery, James says. A little faster than he thought. So he can't. Okay, he's going to freeze right down to it, which to me.
It's pretty slippery there.
It's nowhere he can really put it that's great, actually.
14,
Second thought.
On it, so.
If you don't freeze, James will be able to chase it, but I think you'd rather him throw the chase than just the follow freeze again. See what happens here. Teamer Haller with a runner-up in this event a few years back. I believe it was in 2019 in Truro, Nova Scotia. So Howard with the in-turn come around. You see Chris Fulton there, got to be the best sweeper in the field here. No disrespect to anybody else, but the guy's 7 feet tall, or I don't know, I think he's probably about 6'3". Good technique, stays super fit, always has been, always been a great sweeper. He was our 5th player at the 2001 Olympic trials in Regina with Team Morris. Fantastic guy as well. It's in a good spot, actually.
It's kind of just too much, just through, eh?
Yeah, it's going to force him to play a bit of a trickier shot. Would love for that to curl another inch or two. But I think this is better than letting him just follow it down if he made the freeze perfectly buried. So I'm going to test my memory here, but I don't know if Ontario was yellow the last time they played here, but Howard had real trouble with his first rock. It undercurled a bunch of times, and already he's saying there, that felt pretty good. I'm expecting it to curl more. If anybody's got the split screen going, I know this stream is obviously priority #1, but if you're watching the Grand Slam in Oakville as well, Team Jones, if you could fire me an update on Twitter at blang99, that'd be awesome. Unless it's bad news, then don't.
Yep. Hard kill.
Good looking shot here from James. Really curling though.
Hard.
Pretty hard to miss this on the low side, but he's trying. Rolled out, mission accomplished. Don't think that Howard will take on that wide blank. I think he's going to take his single point here.
It got through pretty easy, so it was half. It rolled out too, so we only got half of it, right? So.
Open draw to the 8-foot. Sweepers will want to put this right on the button for Howard, show him where the button is, build his confidence. They'll need it at some point. Got to have your skip being able to draw the button.
No. That close nicer.
So they don't love it early. Like to see them at least clean it if you're the thrower. Chris is in there now, so no trouble here for Howard Ohala and Team Ontario. They're going to draw the 8-foot here at least, and they're going to take a 1-point lead, put that hammer up on the board in the form of 1 point. Take a 1-point lead into the second end. We'll be right back after.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
We're back at the Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships. Getting down to the nitty-gritty. Tomorrow is Championship Saturday, but all 4 semifinals, 2 men's, 2 women's, will take place tomorrow morning at 8:30. Men's final 12:30, women's final 4:30. And then the closing banquet. So 2 Canadian Championship teams will be crowned tomorrow and earn the right to wear the maple leaf in Pyeongchang, South Korea, site of the 2018 Winter Olympics. Site of the second miracle on ice. Unfortunately, I was there to witness Team Schuster, Team USA, beating Team Canada in the semifinal, and then going on to beat Sweden in the final to win the gold medal. Pretty cool venue to go to, though. Pretty cool city. Great experience for whomever does come through victorious this weekend. Phil Daniels threw on top 12, was trying to throw that top 4 foot. Now John Schmidt here, Alberta lead. See if he fixes up that release a little bit, as James had told me, he was being a little soft. That one didn't look soft.
Top 8.
Top 8's too far. Trying to throw corner guard here. Sometimes thinking about your release, you forget about the speed. Trying to
stop.
Throw it more positive, you sometimes throw it harder.
Oh, that's all right. Oh, that's good. Okay.
But fortunately for John and Alberta, sweepers were wrong with
Good
the
call.
top 8 call. James poking fun at them. Did the 8-foot move. Imagine Phil's going to throw a center guard now. Phil Daniels skipped a team in Ontario for years in the men's circuit, lost 2 Ontario provincial finals, maybe even 3. Lost one in 2002 for sure. We beat him in the final with Team John Morris. Lost one to Wayne Madaw. And I think he also lost one to these guys, to Rich Moffat. So I think he's a 3-time runner-up at provincials. Solid team and a great guy. Not a great shot there from Phil. Left him the pair of pants double, the crotch double. Just didn't get the line, and he's a little heavier than he wanted. Got to think John Schmidt's a good hitter with the Western toe tuck delivery.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard, 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 hard. If it rolls up and out of the range, it'll be all right. Okay, good shot.
Made the double, stuck around. Boys are trying to put me to sleep again up here.
I have no idea. I know, I heard him, yeah. Yeah. I already gave him the gears.
We'll try not to talk over James Paul. He's a bit of a comedian with a great laugh. Updates around the rink. The Lone Ladies game, Newfoundland and Labrador. That's a good start, 4-0 over Yukon. Yukon's still playing with 3 players. 4th player is on the men, but still not available. Nova Scotia steals a point on Manitoba in the battle for first place. Up 1-0 play in the second. New Brunswick in the game for nothing but pride. Up 2-0, an early deuce, up 2-0 on BC. And a missed opportunity there for Saskatchewan and Randy Bryden. And it looks like a steal of 1 for Quebec to take a 1-0 lead into the second.
Whoa.
Not sure if this one picked or if that was just a bad throw by Kelly.
Yep.
But trying to utilize the corner guard, and halfway down the sheet already knew it wrecked. So
didn't get it out there, eh?
Oh, that was a operator error. Play the tap, I think he called. Tap it right on the nose to the tee line would be ideal. Got to get the line and the weight right here. Chris wants it to curl. Close, weight's perfect, just needed to curl an inch or 2. Jones 5, Laws 3 after 6. Thanks, Georgette.
Throw house.
Got Michael Klink chiming in too. 5-2 playing 5, it says. I don't know who to believe here, folks. Georgette or Michael, who's right?
Hard.
Jones is winning in both, so I like that.
Hard.
This one sounds tight.
Hard, 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 hard. Ooh.
Just sneaks by. Will it hold on to the side 12-foot?
Oh, he's just soft with everything.
So you can hear that concern again. Kelly's just soft with everything. Maybe it was Kelly he was talking to last end and not John. You can see this one just barely gets by. John holds that inside sweeper. Free come around, another free come around for Rich Moffat. In-turn come around. Around your own guard, which is good news. Going hard on this one for line and weight, I think. Sounds like it's gonna wreck. Just wrecks. Doesn't quite get the split. Weight was pretty close, just didn't quite get the line. That's 2 in a row over curling in that spot. Maybe that intern's curling more than both teams think. Chance for a hit and roll behind the corner guards. Mark Klink here. Chance to be a hero on national television. National streaming, my bad.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Yep.
Lost it, I think, James.
Sorry, Mark.
Close, just saying lost her. Should have swept it a little bit more earlier. Try and hold that line. Thinking nose hit, take away that corner guard. Won't be in the rings, but if you do roll in the rings, more than likely James is going to have Mark play that out turn, come around the staggered corner guards. So good call here from Howard. Chris Fulton really working this one, trying to hold the line, trying to hit it right on the nose. Mission accomplished for Rich. Probably still going to see James play the come around. Well, making a liar of me again. He could roll right behind that other yellow one. Want to roll in the rings here, or Ontario will probably play the come around. Somebody's going to play a come around soon. Chance, though, to make the hit and roll behind the other corner. It is a 7 foot roll. Not an easy shot. Mark doesn't look super happy with the throw here.
On the nose, right this way. Okay.
But a good spot.
Pretty good house week, Cal. Okay, that's good house week.
Not,
Could go around our own, I suppose.
not a great situation for Ontario.
Or this one. I don't think I like hitting, but
No. But just,
that's
he's
good
got
house
that
weight.
same shot just straight
good
back.
house weight.
I don't think you can go around
Just
your
sort of
own.
leave it out in the open a bit.
yeah, like
If you go around your own, I think that's what they're saying. I lost their audio there, but if you go around your own, make a good shot. James is just going to ignore it and go around his, and you're going to have to make a 8 foot run back. Go around the red. I know what he's thinking. He's worried that James is going to make the run stick, but I think you got to make him make it. I don't hate the idea of leaving it half open, as Howard suggested, but you don't want to leave it fully open. Rather than have a straight back than just a straight hit and roll behind 3 guards. Got to get it a piece buried, take away that hit and roll.
I guess you can even go back 4 if you need to. And we can go on top of his if he draws on it.
Might be a good idea, but you want to stay in the 4 foot. If you go back 8 foot, James won't go back to it. He'll just draw the top 4 foot, and you got that same run back problem. Obviously, Howard's got a lot of respect for James and his hitting ability. Thinks he's going to make that run back stick. Not the easiest shot, that's for sure. Hand up from Phil Daniel means this is heavy. Running like it's heavy, the line, this is back ring. Needs to slow down. Interesting spot.
The gambler, or is the guy just trying to blank it? You
Right.
got to do this because once you get to the nose of this, poured weight to the nose. Take away his inside roll. I don't think you do that too. Poured weight too.
James thinking it through here.
Yeah. Board weight.
Didn't talk about the freeze. Because it's open, I don't hate the freeze. Force Howard to make a perfect, precise nose hit. And then you just be able to follow him down for 1.
Just board weight. Yeah.
A couple of bad spots to roll here. I don't like rolling open here. You're going to leave Howard a chance to hit and roll behind the corner guards to force you. There are 3 corner guards wide, so very makeable. And rolling under the guard is also no good. Because Howard will just follow you down. He just threw that shot. He's not going to miss that shot.
Yep. Clean. Whoa, clean. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Right on the nose. Mission accomplished. I think it's possible for Howard to make this roll, but he won't want to screw around with that guard. But if he throws hack weight and gets close to the guard, you can see James got by here. So play the replay. James did get by here with a little bit of room and plenty of weight, and hit it a millimeter on the high side. So this hit and roll is possible.
Gonna be on the nose anyway, so I figured.
But the wreck is disaster here for Ontario. You don't want to chip another red one in the rings, that's for sure. There's the Nova Scotia fans in the house. Bells in their, what are the hats called? Sou'westers, I think I was told. This one's got a curl.
Close.
It's close for the roll. I think he's rolling under. Oh, a little bit of an oversweep there from Rich, but can see plenty of it to make the blank. If you played second for Kevin Martin in the 90s, you got to be good at this shot. I realize it's not the 90s anymore.
Just like normal. Yeah, it's not gonna stick, I don't think, air with normal. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Six-3 Jones playing 7. Thank you, Georgette.
Kelly.
Oh, wants him to curl it. I don't think there's any problem here, though, James. Oh, never mind. That was a slight problem, but end result is blank end. We'll be right back. Alberta with the hammer up one or down 1-0, playing the third end.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
And we're back live from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Everest Funeral Concierge, the title sponsor of the Canadian Senior Curling Championship, men's and ladies. Doing a fantastic job as always. They've got Stu Brown here in the house, the voice of curling, introducing the every draw. Stu is a workhorse. And just doing everything they can. They got the lounge at the hotel. They've taken over the hotel bar. Looking out here, looks like a Briar, except for they get treated better off the ice than the players at the Briar and Scotties. There's more hospitality. Host committee doing a fantastic job. East Coast hospitality, of course. That's a given anytime you're out here. Everybody just having a fantastic time, and 2 teams are going to get to realize
Okay, looks good.
every Canadian curler's dream of winning the right to wear the Canadian maple leaf on your back tomorrow. So interested to see how that goes. Phil Daniel throwing this one top 4, making no mistake. James going to ask for the corner guard again. I like the strategy. We haven't seen any real excitement or action yet.
Jump there.
Yeah,
So
it
it's a
really
little
started to come, eh?
concerned.
Yeah.
You can hear Rich,
Yeah.
that's why he swept that hit and
Don't
roll.
want to get too cute with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was maybe a little positive on the weight.
Okay.
Anyway.
Those 2 guys, Howard and Rich, I don't know how many years they played together, but it's been a lot. Out of the Ottawa area.
Hey, John.
Good corner guard from John Schmidt again. Now Phil being asked to guard his own artwork. First one's in a good spot. Needs a guard about 3 or 4 feet short of the rings, right in front of it ideally.
Line's good. Where? Line's good for 3.
3 is how deep they want
Line's
this.
good for 3.
Tight guard. Chris notices this needs to curl. He's trying to get it to curl a bit.
That's good. Oh boy, Phil.
2 perfect shots from Phil Daniel to start this third end for Ontario. Update for you, New Brunswick, BC. BC answers with a deuce of their own to tie the game up 2-2. Mike Kennedy and his boys from New Brunswick will have the hammer in the third end. Saskatchewan, Quebec still playing
Line's
here.
tight.
Saskatchewan, there are a lot of yellows in the house. But 1 red happens to be
How much
shot
weight you
rock,
got?
so
What do you
still
got?
something to decide there.
Oh, clean. Yep. Yep.
And Manitoba, Nova Scotia battle for
Yeah,
first
we're running
place.
Anyway, so.
It's 1-1 after 2 ends. Manitoba forced to 1 point.
I am old.
You can hear James making fun of himself there. He thought, we're wrecking anyway, and then it gets by. Maybe not. And his comment is, I am old. Good shots there. Good start from the leads this end. Chris being asked to throw on top 8, corner frozen on the red one, get an angle on it to remove that one later should they need to, and also help protect their back button one. Thrower's job is to give the sweepers a chance to make this shot. It's really a sweeping shot. Doesn't want to bounce off here. Needs it to stop. Phil's still interested. Line's great. Pretty good. Good shot from Chris Fulton.
Goes hit.
Chris originally from Nova Scotia. Played for Nova Scotia in the Brier as well, I believe, back in the early 90s.
Up.
Maybe even the 80s. I don't want to age Chris, but he is playing in the senior championship, so he's kind of done that to himself already. Age minimum here is 50. Apparently you can be 49 as long as you turn 50 this year, I think was the rule.
Yep. Yep. I'm just peeling out. I just want to see in the corner here if possible. Oh, John.
Doesn't want to clip his red. Okay. Not what the doctor ordered there. Another over curl from Kelly. Just not feeling that release at the moment. So now Chris going to throw right down the same path and just throw 8 feet less weight. Put that guard back. Probably want to guard the red one. Wants to leave his yellow one he threw on his last one open because that is their access to kill that red one. Don't want to leave the bump on that red to shot rock. Doesn't want to be too tight here. Probably wants this one just past that Everest Senior Curling Championship logo. Just across the center line. Thinking it needs to curl, so Phil Daniel carving it from the outside here. Directional sweeping, trying to make it curl a little bit more. Pretty close, but didn't quite curl enough. Don't think there's much there for James, though. You're going to see him play the run back again.
Same way.
Trying to run it back, pick that yellow one off, maybe even feather the red one back and roll the shooter, at least a rock to open up the 4-foot. Let's see if Kelly can get this one online. Looks close. Did they lose it? Oh, this is close.
Good shot.
Great shot. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Opened up the red one. Rolled the guard a little bit so it's no longer buried. And what's Howard going to do? I think he has to guard. You just pick it. They make one hit and roll. I guess it would be freezable on the button. So those are all the thoughts he's having in his head right now. I haven't watched these guys play a lot in the last few years, but they did always lean towards the defensive as a team in men's. It worked well for them. They were very successful. Their problem was they kept running up against this Wayne Madaw guy at provincials or Russ and Glenn Howard. So only got to break through and go to the Brier one time, but had some success in the World Curling Tour as well.
Whoa, whoa.
Good. Trying to hold on, kind of, not really. Just making sure that red one goes away. So I think James should throw maybe a hit and roll, or he could play the straight come. Oh, he's trying the long roll. That would be great.
Throw house.
Doesn't want to roll out, though. Chance for third stone, Mark Klink. Originally from Manitoba by the sounds of it.
Yep. Yep. Hard kill.
Says he had a great time in,
Hard kill.
I believe it was Vietnam.
Whoa, whoa, off.
It's close.
Whoa, no.
Just rolling into the hole. Jokingly said the people, not jokingly, said the people are fantastic there. He lost both his kids one day, and they brought the kids back right away. So that's why he loved the people of Vietnam. Certainly a scary moment if that's a real story. Happy ending, though, thankfully. So you can see it hit and rolled there on the replay, right into the hole. Gonna give Rich Moffat a chance to roll it back under the center guard.
Yep. Hard. Whoa. Whoa.
Sounds close. Chris saying it's a little bit heavy.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Oh boy.
Pretty good, got a little bit under, but now this roll behind the corner guard is looking very tasty. Mark got a chance to watch Rich is coming down the ice, so has a pretty good idea what it's going to do as well.
Throws Rich.
Kelly. Hard kill. Hard kill. Hard kill.
Trying to curl it, trying to make it curl to stay. Don't want to roll out. Looks like they're going to roll out and give Howard and Team Ontario here a free come around to center guard. Opportunity knocks. Will Howard answer the door? Want this right in the top 4 foot, dead buried. James is probably going to play the run back. It is his guard out there.
Maybe a little firm.
A little heavy, that's what didn't curl the way they wanted. Saskatchewan, Quebec tied at 1. I don't know if I already updated you there. Quebec with the hammer in the third end.
Hey? Didn't hear you?
The other guys even told me before I threw that their third didn't throw it very hard.
So I'm interested to see here, like I mentioned earlier, Howard, this is the same spot he threw in. That's not very much ice at all. Good looking throw. Like that's really tight ice from what I've been seeing all week. It's holding though. That's got to be heavy to be staying on that line, folks.
As far as you can, Mark.
Just
Mark.
a little
Keep it
bit
going.
heavy, and that's
Keep it
going to
going.
come out the other side potentially a little bit. No,
No.
it stays dead buried.
I think that's a call right there, and that should be good right there.
So James taking more ice. Wants this right to the top 4 foot. Doesn't want to come to the back one and allow Howard to follow him down. If he makes this top 4 foot, very good chance he's going to score a deuce.
Well, that was 14-5. It's back 8.
So this is a quick
Yeah.
spot.
A little more, Mark.
15 to the button. Anytime it starts with a 15 hog to hog, that's fast. 15 anything is fast. See if James can put some pressure on Howard for his last one here.
Well then. No.
This looks like it's heavy as well. Running straight because it's heavy. This one needs to slow down to stay shot. Oh, and that's a big, big mistake from James, and he knows it. Now his next one's going to be tough.
Okay, wherever I have it there.
Going to have to draw the 4-foot against 2 here in all likelihood. Just through this path. Always love it as a player to get the same shot twice.
That's not good.
There was a hilarious clip going around the internet a little while back from the World Championship. John Schuster, I can't say exactly what it said. Basically, it implied you can't leave me the same shot twice, suckers. And he used different language, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty hilarious. See if Howard says it after this one stops top 4-foot. Looks like he's pulled the string maybe. Chris thinks it's got to go. Really got to go. That outturn chase is there for 2. Oh, he's pulled the string here, I think, folks. Got to get second shot. No, I don't think that's good enough. This outturn chase is very, very makeable.
Just back line.
I guess you can leave Howard the same shot twice. Overcorrection. Shows he was paying attention. He was heavy on his first, but overcorrected. Took off too much. Looking at Chris Fulton on the side, he gave it everything he has. He can't breathe.
Well,
so
if you guys sweep it, yeah, I think we can get it, yeah.
That was as far as that one was going. Sweeping has become such a huge part of our game. Sure. More now than ever.
Just back line, that's it.
All
we have to do is move it a rock.
Yeah, James has got the commentary perfect for us. This is a weight shot. As long as he's back line, it'll always curl. If he throws hack, it won't curl like he wants it to.
Should be there. Should be there. Stay close. Yep.
James likes the weight.
Hard! Hard!
Really working to get this by the guard. If he gets by the guard, it's made.
Guys.
That's made clean. Great shot from James Paul for 2. And a 2-1 lead heading to the 3rd end for Alberta over Ontario. We'll be right back.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
So another big turn of events there with a 2 scored by Alberta when they were really in trouble late in the end, giving 2 chances to Howard Hall to make the come around. And
top 4.
Unfortunately for Ontario fans, Howard wasn't able to convert on either, and James made a great shot on his last one for 2 points and to take a 2-1 lead. Calling this one in the top 4. Let's see if Ontario responds with a corner guard, which I'm sure they will. And then you're going to see a guard from Alberta, a freeze from Ontario if all goes well, if the leads have been playing well so far. Update on the ladies game. Yukon has Newfoundland in a big trouble here, but Yukon is down 3 without the hammer playing the 3rd end. This one looks to be a little strong.
Oh, John.
Nobody touching it.
You're sweeping.
Oh, perfect weight. Good judge by the fellas. Well thrown by John Schmidt. Alberta lead. Outturn corner guard from Phil Daniel being asked for here. No problems.
It's the tight guard.
The bells and whistles from Team Nova Scotia fans.
It's going to be over here again.
McLeod makes a great draw to the button for 1 to go up 2-1 in the battle for first place.
It's in. It's in.
Didn't want this one in. John's
Well,
killing me with this one. He's playing well so far, but we don't want this in the house if we want action.
okay.
Not a bad result. Probably they're going to play the double now, though, or the hit and roll. Either way, I was hoping for all 4 lead rocks in play. That's certainly not going to be the case. Swept that a fair bit and now hoping for it to hang in there. Oh, all 4 lead rocks are in play. Just threw hack weight there and just overrolled a little bit, but opened up the whole house. And what they really did was opened up that corner guard. That was kind of the whole point of hitting there. So Kelly Moth here would love to hit and roll back towards the center so that when they do go around the corner guard, it's not shot rock. BC stealing a point against New Brunswick in the third end to take a 3-2 lead.
Off. Clink.
Asking Mark to make a curl.
That's a lot of weight, eh, Kel?
Not quite going to hang on. So still playing the hit here. A little bit surprised that Ontario's still hitting in this situation. Looks like a great opportunity to go around the corner guard. Hit and roll in front, showing some serious patience. Good looking shot there. Rolling over to close to that red one behind the tee line, setting up either a double, a freeze, or a hit and roll behind the corner. Ontario's going to try and drag the play to the corner guard, and Alberta's going to try and drag the play away from it. Easiest way for Ontario to get it over there is to draw one over there, however. Doesn't seem like they have the appetite to take that on, though.
Whoa. Okay, clean. Yep. Yep.
This one's moving,
Right
but
to it, Mark.
they don't sound
Sideways.
too concerned.
Shot.
Good shot.
That's a little bit better.
Just playing the hit and roll here. If you make the roll, you're going to make the double more of the times than not. I guess you could jam it, but probably going to make both. This one's curling on Chris. Phil really working on it, trying to hold it straight. Sounds like it's just going to be hit and roll in front, though. Nothing wrong with that shot. Now going to force Alberta. If they want to stay, they're going to have to roll towards the corner guard.
So house.
Sometimes do get a little bit, not confused, a little, I wonder if we're going to throw the corner guard.
Yep.
Why are we not
Hard,
going to
Kelly.
try and use it?
Hard, Kelly.
I mean, you can get a deuce this way, and it looks like Mark's made a
Hard,
mistake
Kelly.
here.
Right to it.
I think he's going to jam this.
Oh, no.
Never mind, folks. Perfect strategy from Howard and a chance to hit and lie, too. There's 2 ways to put pressure on your opponent. You make a great shot, or you stay out there long enough for them to screw up. Mark's going to be fuming on the inside after that one. That's an unforced error for sure. Can't do that, even if you roll out. Got to try and make the shot. I like he's going after it, but that's a bad result. So can Rich Moffat here capitalize? Probably a board weight. Hit and stay somewhere. You might leave a double, but so be it. Try and lie two. For roll side of the forefoot would probably be the best place, but sounds like Richie's got this one going too in a spot that definitely curls, as we just saw. The other wasn't paying attention or doesn't think Mark Klink's any good. Ah, it's a perfect shot from Rich Moffat. maybe even behind the corner guard. What a great shot there from Rich. He was paying attention. And the crowd goes wild. I heard somebody clap. I think Rich's wife is here. I think I saw her earlier, or somebody with a Moffat jacket on.
Board.
I see 4 Ontario jackets in the crowd. 4 females, probably the wives club. Curling spouses, to me, deserve all the credit in the world. Having been one now for the last number of years, it sucks watching.
Yep.
Much rather be playing. It's having some control. Easier to lose myself than to watch Jen's team lose a tough one. This sounds close to the guard. Oh, and this has gone from bad to worse.
Well, that's a good board. Some more ice.
So I love James' demeanor on the ice. Never gets two up or 2 down. Very honest with, hey, that was too heavy, that was too light. Happily to take the blame there. He says, hey, good board, good weight, good throw, Mark. That was.
No, your weight was good. Your first one was house too. They just think it's not enough, and that's why they're heaving. I'm thinking that it's house is the normal is the new house, right?
Normal is the new house.
No, their weight's fine. Everything is good.
Just needed more ice there, James said. So a chance, big opportunity here for Ontario. Rich throwing the out turn come around, I imagine, around that corner guard. Doesn't look to be a very easy double, if there is even a double at all right now. Oh, he's throwing the
first one should curl lots.
Yeah, out turn. Whoa, Richie. Little slip there. Thankfully, after he let it go, hopefully he didn't hurt himself there. Sometimes those little innocent falls hurt, especially as we get older. Ah, he's whipped this one by the looks of it. Needs to curl and die. Oh, he's close. No, good enough, Rich. Hopefully he didn't hurt himself. Good shot there. That rock's probably going to be there all end. So that's their extra point for sure. Now it's just a matter of assuming shots are made. Oh, James is
do that, don't we?
going to go after that.
Same weight you just played?
So here comes Rich. They're going to have a look, I think, here on the replay.
I think right there.
Just, oh, it looked like he hurt himself maybe on the slide. Just felt maybe a little, sometimes your knee tweaks a little after sliding thousands and thousands of times over a number of years. It's not a good sport for your knees. There aren't very many curlers that have played a long time that don't have some sort of knee injury. Right now I'm good. I had to have some visco supplementation in my sliding knee.
The other one?
Doctor explained it to me basically as adding more oil. Whatever, it worked, so I liked it. So he's going to chase this. James doesn't want to give up 3, but sometimes trying not to give up 3, you give up 4. This looks fairly buried. He's right. If you can make this shot, it is a great call. It's the best call.
Whoa, 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 Kelly!
But you can't miss it wide or tight. You got to kill something here, and this one's really got to curl. And they went right through the hole that's barely even there. Sometimes when you try not to give up 3, you give up 4. So surely they're just going to draw somewhere side 8-foot over there. Yeah, that's the spot. Let James try and take on a double. Going to have an open shot for 3. Big momentum swing here in the game. After a nice deuce, a great break and a great shot from James last end. Back-to-back-to-back misses really here from Alberta. The jam. This all started with Mark Klink over Curlin and then jam. I'm not sure I would have played either one of those chases. Probably the first one you had to, but there it is, disaster. Can't say it any more clearly than that. And James knows what's on the line here. All you can ask for is to control your own destiny coming into the last game of the round robin, and they certainly do. A win and they're directly in by my math. So while Howard draws the rings here, boys are sweeping it hard. Let's see how Team Jones is doing. Okay, they're up 6-5 with the hammer coming home. I always hope it's 12-5, but that makes me feel better. So double opportunity here.
You got to rat it. Maybe hit kind of maybe come back up in the other yellow one. With the peel.
I don't know if you can still throw her that hard, James, but we're going to find out. T-line to back 8. This one's not, I don't think he's likely going to roll over the top of it. It's fairly flat.
Yeah, peel. Hit 2/3 of it. Just kind of watch it off the other yellow one. Maybe it'll bounce back up in the other yellow one and make it tough for him.
2/3 of a rock. He's expecting to throw an absolute rocket. He did tell me he threw one yesterday harder than he has in years. So maybe he's going to draw on that superpower again. He's throwing it pretty hard. Sometimes when you try and throw it too hard, you set it wide, especially on that out turn.
Roll it right over. Right over.
So he was never going to make the shot he was talking about there, the double and roll up. That was impossible because he hit it right in the right spot. Just about 400 feet light. So some frustration there from James Paul, and shoulders drooped on Team Alberta. About to give up a 4-ender more than likely.
3 zeros in a row. We deserve what we get.
James should be a commentator. That's how it goes. Back to back to back misses. You're going to give up a lot of points.
Just about got through the first one.
Especially when you're playing one of the top teams in Canada. In-turn hit for 4 for Howard Rahala. Right out of his hand, putting Chris to work. Big fella's surely not going to let this over curl. Four big yellows on the board. Team Ontario taking a 5-2 lead as we go into the 4th end break, and Team Alberta is going to have 5 minutes to let that stew. We'll be back right after the 4th end.
It's a beautiful blend of strategy, skill, and creativity. Curling. But it's our people that make us great. We're a mosaic of countless experiences. We communicate and collaborate. We value new ideas and different perspectives. We learn from our past and from our future. We may even disagree sometimes, but it's in our differences that we can see our strengths. The beauty of our sport is reflected in our people and our values. Regardless of your ethnicity or gender, your abilities, your stage in life, your beliefs, or who you love. The rocks and the ice don't discriminate. And as curlers, we won't either. We will be the change that we want to see in the world. Curling is a place for everyone.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
It's time to experience the wonder and excitement of Yarmouth and Acadian shores. Stay at one of the many charming accommodations, adventure along the ocean coast, or just be cozy by the fire and enjoy some of the darkest and clearest skies in North America. This December, be a part of the action with the Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championship. You'll find all of this and so much more with your special getaway in Yarmouth and Acadian Shores.
Welcome back after a wild fourth end there, as James Paul put it. Back-to-back zeros, you get what you deserve. And I guess Ontario deserved a 4 because they're up 5-2. We'll be back with the fifth end here shortly. But in the meantime, as the fifth end break carries on, let's update you. Saskatchewan, I missed a massive swing in that game. Holy smokes. A steal of 4. Francois had to draw the piece of the forefoot against against 4. He must have missed the rings. One of them was barely in the house, unfortunately, for Quebec fans. Saskatchewan up 5-2. And Saskatchewan has the hammer in the fifth end. Dire straits there for Quebec. It's a bit of a disastrous second half of the week for a very solid curling team. Not going to be happy to be watching, more than likely, from the sidelines as the playoffs come around. New Brunswick, BC tied at 3. BC with the hammer in 5. And Nova Scotia with another steal. I'm calling them the team of destiny. I don't know what it is, but they seem to be finding a way. Even when they're in trouble, they squeak out, and they're up 3-1. They've certainly been battle tested. A lot of close games this week, but only losing 1, and this is a battle for first place. And it looks like Yukon against Newfoundland and Labrador, the lone ladies game out here is 5-1. On the ladies' side, we've got Nova Scotia and Quebec both in. A big win for Quebec earlier, handing Saskatchewan their second loss in a row. Saskatchewan 7-2, playing Nova Scotia over the curling club right now. If Saskatchewan were to lose, they're not even guaranteed to be in the playoffs yet. If Saskatchewan loses and BC beats Quebec and Ontario beats Alberta, we would have a 3-way tie for the third and fourth spot. And all of those teams have beat each other, so it would actually come down. One team would be knocked out based on their draw to the button score. That would be heartbreaking. Certainly would be heartbreaking, especially if it was Saskatchewan, if that's the way that ended their run of 4 consecutive Canadian championships. But the rest of the teams are out. Alberta, Yukon, and Newfoundland and Labrador are not in contention, so I can't update you there because I can't see the curling club from here. But I can tell you we're back in action. Big end here for Ontario. After a huge end like that, you want to keep that momentum going, and the only thing you don't want to do is give back a big end right away. So we'll see how this end goes. See how James Paul reacts. See if that even-keeled. See if he keeps laughing and joking. I'm going to think that probably the little one-liners from James to Howard are probably done for at least an end. Even a super positive guy like James is going to be a little frustrated right now. In other news, Team Jones with a massive victory at the Grand Slam of Curling, the WFG Masters in Oakville. Fist pump there. That'll qualify them for the playoffs starting tomorrow. Happy wife, happy life. She's happy when she wins, like most people, so that's good news for me. Corner guard, John Schmidt. Sometimes is faster, almost always is faster after the break. They were sweeping it, but John's got no trouble there. Ontario with the 3-point lead. They're going to fill the rings here. Didn't want that behind the tee line. James could follow that down, but he probably wants another corner guard. Tendency here after giving up a 4 is to think you got to get a 3 or a 4 back. You don't have to get them all back right now. Certainly want to make a deuce. And I promise fans, I'm working on not saying certainly so much. I didn't realize I had that problem, but I'm addicted to the word, I guess.
Oh,
This
really? Okay.
It's a good call, but if this is in the rings, it's unfortunate.
Well, take it all the way back. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
and
yep,
it
yep,
is
yep,
in
yep.
the rings, so unfortunate, unforced error there from John. You won't feel great about that. Open hit and stay, Chris Fulton, no mistake. So still a pretty good setup here for Alberta, however. Yeah, I like the call there, James. Freeze behind the one, top 12. Still have the corner guard. Eventually he's going to draw around that corner guard. Somebody's going to make me happy and draw around a corner guard soon. But I think this is the right call. I think this is the best shot for them at this point. So let's see if Kelly Mott can get one in there. Frozen right to the nose of the yellow, behind the top yellow.
Yeah, we're on. Yep, yep. You gotta go. Well,
He's
it's on the guard.
getting his intern's really getting away from him here.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Got to have a conversation with Kelly and just help him out. That's what the beauty of a team sport is. When a guy's struggling,
Okay.
I'm sure he knows what he's doing, but I don't think he feels it. So maybe he needs some help on how to get out of it. But nobody seems to be saying much to him at the moment. So double opportunity for Chris Fulton. That's a lot of ice for how hard Chris throws it. Maybe he's lost the step since I saw him last, but Chris used to throw it awfully hard. Yeah, he's tightening up the ice there. He doesn't lift it at all anymore, though. So probably doesn't throw it as hard as he once did. Chris was a great hitter back in the day. Still got a nice Larry Long slide. So he hit it perfect. Just a little thinner he makes it, or a little harder, but pretty good shot there. That's fourth shot. But as much as Alberta they've missed their last two shots badly, they still have a pretty good opportunity here to score multiple points. As I said, they got to really focus on not getting too frustrated here. Old coach of ours had a Canadian military, basically the Canadian Navy SEAL version of that we have in Canada. And
you got lots. You got lots.
he came and spoke to us.
Yep.
This one's
Might as well
hanging
come
out.
behind it. Okay.
That's an unforced error. This guy came and spoke to us before the Olympic trials in 2017, and the one thing I took from the chat, he had some crazy cool stories, and he was just a great guy, but he said the most important thing, and the thing they would say to each other when things were hitting the fan, is be where your feet are. So that was kind of our mantra that whole week, and no matter how bad it looked or whatever was happening, all you can do is control where you're at. So that's something that Alberta's got to really focus on right now. Be where your feet are. Let's try and score a deuce here. But all of a sudden they forced Ontario to turn back to offense, and this doesn't look like a shot that should be that difficult to make, but Kelly struggled with it twice there. You can see this one's just heavy. He's got it on a good line if he's the right weight. Probably thinking about his release. When you lose your technical, you start to think about it, and sometimes that makes you forget about the weight. 8-1 score. Newfoundland and Labrador finishing on a high note here at the fourth end break against the Yukon Territory. Maybe this shot is hard, folks. I don't know. Doesn't look makeable. Lying 4, but none of them very helpful at this point in time. I would suggest those stones are more valuable to Alberta. Maybe Mark Klink's our man. Maybe he can make this intern come around. Freeze to the back of the 4 foot. Still,
Oh, really?
guys, somebody throw
no,
it light,
no,
please.
Cal. Whoa, for there, it's got a curl. It's got a curl. Oh, you're all the way back here. You're all the way to this one. It's too much weight.
You know what? Missing's okay. Everybody's going to miss. Watching the same shot be missed the same way 3-4 times in a row is be enough to frustrate this commentator. Rich Hart used to have a great line. Show me you're paying attention. If you miss the same shot the same way, that drove him nuts. Like, show me you're paying attention. Show me you're trying. So at least if you missed heavy then light, you're paying attention. You're trying to change something. Everybody missing this heavy time after time. So I think he has to play the draw here, as much as the scoreboard says to hit. Yeah, Phil's got it down there. Phil, a skip for many years, as I mentioned, very successful one. They were guys that played a couple of spiels a year and show up at provincials and beat almost everybody. Never could quite win that last magic game to get that Ontario jacket and off to the Brier. This one's real tight. Rich is paying attention. He's tight and light. Not a bad result. They are shot rock back there. I mean, at least that one's usable for Ontario, but have I mentioned there's still opportunity here for Alberta? That's part of what makes this event so awesome, that they make it world class, is that a lot of these players, you know, played their entire lives trying to represent their province. Lots of people here played in Briers and Scotties, but some people didn't quite make it, and the seniors gives them that chance that if they want to keep chasing that dream of representing their province and even representing their country, here it is. So kudos to Everest for making this such an awesome event.
Hard.
This one is going to wreck, I think. Just sneaks by. Oh, we got a made shot, folks.
What?
Give me a fist pump, Mark Klink. Nothing, eh? Walking like he does it all the time. We know different. We just saw him miss the same shot, but that's a great shot. Talking about the sweeping. Here it is, you can see here. The boys are working it. Great sweep in there, inside sweeper by Kelly. And over buried right on the button. Haven't really made many shots this end, and I know they're only lying one, but that yellow rock on the side of the 8-foot is, somebody's going to come in off that eventually, probably Alberta. I don't know what I like here if I'm Ontario. That yellow in the middle is lined up quite nicely. I like the out-turn draw here. Even if you don't get shot rock, you definitely can. But even if you don't, just biting the top 4-foot kind of 2 inches buried would be a great spot to leave it, knowing you're going to bump it up on your next one or run it into something. But trying to get shot rock here, Howard Rahala with the out-turn draw. Two, three, and I hate to say it, but even 4 is still on the table here.
I don't know, he's pretty close.
Rich doesn't look happy. He's light here. Doesn't want to screw up that angle. Okay. Important that they let that rub a little bit. Otherwise, they could have hooked all their angles up there. If I'm James, I'm not sure I play this draw. I think I definitely have a look at that hit and roll. Can roll right into your red and bump back the yellow, and you'd lie 3 in there.
Okay. Right in the middle, yep.
And freezing here is going to almost
just a little bit more, Mark.
Might take away that in off later, but nothing wrong with this call.
try and get to marks.
Try and get to marks. Yeah, he got by very tight to that tight guard. Even if you're half open though, Ontario won't be able to hit it because anything that's hit into that red just goes into the yellow. And red lies more than one, at least two, maybe three if you dead jam it. See if James can get the speed right here. Fellas think they're heavy here. It's always interesting, and I do it too as a sweeper. You try and walk like more quietly when it's heavy, as if us walking beside it's going to make it go farther or something. Curlers are a little bit crazy. That's no good. No bueno. So I think Howard's now going to take on this same draw. As a full team of 8 players out here, we're about 1 for 7 on this intern draw.
Anywhere near the guard. Perfect weight to bumper a 6 onto their yellow and shit. Still left the pocket, I guess. Hey, geez.
More than anything, you just want to take away the path here. But he still does. Nobody's really looked at it, but that hit and roll off the wide yellow one. Basically, you play the double into the red one that's shot rock, and it just jams on the yellow, and you might even get 4. I mean, if this isn't in the 8-foot, that back red looks to be out counting. That's why I think I would have had a look at that if I was James on my first one.
Mine's good. For weight.
So Rich likes the line. Chris is sweeping it like he likes the weight.
Top 4.
That's a good looking shot here. Okay, we're 2 for 8. Took away the shot I was talking about, that's for sure. I don't see how Alberta gets 2 here. There's just no way in there, folks.
Slicey nice. Across the top of that. Let's see if we can get 2 that way.
Yeah, that's a good call, James. That's the only way to do it.
The first one should stay.
It's
I think so.
crazy hard.
So I gotta go get some water. You're okay sweeping whatever?
Okay.
Think we sneak it by the 5?
Probably not, but we'll get 2 anyways. Right? Get what you can see of that sucker and
I think you need to hit
weight, I guess.
less than that.
Unless you see something else.
I don't. Maybe the double on the yellows, thin, and the one that Howard just threw. You come off the outside one into that one on the top 4-foot. It's definitely going to hit the red, but you got to throw a heater to do that. And if you tick the red on the way by, it might kill both yellows.
Can't even see any of that thing.
Hard to hit it if you can't see it with peel weight. I think he can see
I
it.
got like an inch of it, Mark.
That's all you want to hit.
I got like an inch of it.
That's what you want to hit.
Got an inch. That's all we have is an inch. Is that yellow all the way through up the top there?
Yeah, that works. I don't think that works, actually. That's going to kill
We
your
better take
red
a
one.
timeout, I guess, maybe? Well, yeah, we do, yeah.
Didn't take the time out, but they do have lots of time.
No. The call that you had here.
Like this over the top?
Yeah, this onto this, and try and spill it by. That'd be for 3, eh?
Yeah.
No, that's probably our call then.
Well, the other one's awfully.
Yeah, that's a good call, too.
Like, intern right there.
Yellow, yellow into the red. Both yellows spin out the right side of the house, left side as we're looking at it. Definitely there for 3 points.
Yellow, yellow, red, yellow.
Sounds super complicated, but this is makeable for James.
3/4 on your side, Kelby, pretty close.
Yeah. this is if you make the double onto that side of the yellow, the outside of the yellow, the rest of the stuff just kind of happens the way the angles are set up. So this would be a big lift for Team Alberta.
Hard. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard.
Oh, just missed it. Great effort by James. Just over curled by a fraction and forced to one. 5-3 lead for Ontario with the hammer heading to the sixth end. Great effort by James Paul there. We'll be right back.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
Yeah, that's all. That's probably all we had.
Welcome back. A great effort from James Paul
You
there.
weren't quite far enough to come off the wing.
Just didn't quite, or actually just over curled. So
Could've maybe come
forced
off
to
the wing for
one.
2.
And Alberta in some serious trouble here. Update from Nova Scotia, Manitoba here. Big draw for 3 for Manitoba here to take a 4-3 lead if he can make it. Randy Neufeld, the boys are working it hard. Oh, they've taken a break here, so they like it. Looks like it's going to be a made shot and 3 on the board for Manitoba in the battle for first place. 4-3 Manitoba heading to the 6th end. Quebec forces Saskatchewan to 1, a single in the 5th, and it's down 4 points with the hammer. Game's not over, but that's getting to be desperate times. And 3-3 BC and New Brunswick.
That's it's going to
In
overcurl.
the other meaningless game out here, just playing for 7th or 8th place.
Another 1/4 inch of that rock it's made. Yeah, 1/4 inch more of that rock.
So center guard from Alberta. You might even see another center guard from Alberta. I think that would be wise. Especially, it looks like Phil's overthrown this one. They're sweeping it because they don't want the freeze on that to be too close to the button.
Long guard.
Yeah, these are tough to make on fast ice like this. See if John's up to the task. Looks like the guys think it's close.
Just over and stop. He got that one out there.
Pretty good effort. A little closer together than they'd want, a little more angle. The double peel will be there for Chris, and he'll take it on as soon as he's allowed to. First, Phil's going to try this out turn come around again. Better effort there from Phil, but still, that's another guard. This is a good opportunity for Alberta to get one right around, right to the button. Even back four is fine. Just get it in there. Shot rock.
Stay close. Okay, clean. Yep.
I don't know if this is maybe the rock that Kelly has or if it's just his in turn, but he's lost this one on the overcurl again. Certainly some frustration for Kelly. So I think they still would take on the double on the center too. Just gonna peel the center one and try and, that looks tough. Ooh, this is interesting. This looks like a tough way to play this. Playing it across the face, saying even if we chip the top one, peel the top one, not too bad. Great shot from Chris there. That was not as easy as he made that look. Score of 3 for Yukon. Get themselves a little bit closer, back to 8-4 after 5 ends against Newfoundland and Labrador in the Lonely Ladies game out here. Only one ladies draw tonight. Another chance for Kelly Mott here to get one around here to the button. Line looks better.
T-line? Oh.
T-line's fine.
Oh, well, okay. Well, we wanted a guard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. We wanted a guard. We're on the yellow one.
Oh, I don't know why they'd be guarding here.
We wanted a guard, eh?
Oh, I thought you tapped down there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want another guard there. That one top 8 is a guard, especially when it's behind another guard.
Now nobody's watching the calls or listening anymore. There's no communication.
It's all coming apart at the seams, eh, James? Not sure if that's their coach back there, but there's another Alberta jacket behind the boards. Both Alberta and Ontario are a five-man team of some sort. Most did not bring an extra player or a coach, most teams here. Chris just going to peel the top one now. I think they could have managed that last one a lot better. If they swept it at all, they could have been buried on the 4-foot behind a long center and a top 8-foot rock, but hindsight's 20/20 and a waste of time. Going to try and go through that hole to the back one. This is a bit of a frustration call, I think. You can see the peel being made easily there. Chris can make that shot all day long.
Try and fish it through the hole.
Okay, this is the equivalent of a poker player on tilt. That is a very difficult draw.
Well, we need back 8. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard kill.
Getting tight to the top one.
Roll
Looks
it, John.
like
Roll
it's
it,
going to
roll it.
wreck. Don't want to leave a double here. I don't know. There's definitely a double, but I don't know where the red one. It's going to hit that yellow, and then is it going to come right back on the other yellow? That's what Howard's trying to figure out here. Certainly, definitely going to hit one. I think he's definitely going to hit that shooter there and roll back to the center. I wouldn't mind moving the yellow one out of the way. Could do that too. You're going to kill your own yellow. I like that, and roll right into the red and punch the yellow out of the way. Sit right in front of your back when they want to get one frozen back there. Frees up an easier takeout on the red one as well in the middle. Note to self, I'm going to request, Everest is up for anything. I'm going to request a massage therapist up in the commentating booth. Sitting in this chair is harder than it looks. I got to get ready for mixed doubles and nonstop sweeping next week too. I got to talk to Randy about that. Just going to chase the shooter there. The one half behind the corner guard or portion behind the corner guard. Roll to the middle somewhere. Even just staying beside it wouldn't be terrible. Not a lot of risk here yet for Ontario, and Richie's got this one back a bit. Needs to curl. Definitely needs to curl. It's going to touch and stay. Pretty good. lying 2.5, we'll call it, maybe 3. And you can see James is concerned, as he should be. There's not really anywhere to hide. That one miscommunication on Kelly's second one, a well-thrown rock where James thought they were guarding, the guys thought they were coming around, and they did the in-between. Really costing them at this moment.
Might as well try and kill 2 yellows and prolong agony. Normal.
Die a long, slow death rather than a quick one, James says. I don't see a great chance to steal here,
close.
so I think he's probably right.
Yep.
Got to make this one, though. Okay. Not what they wanted. That curled more than they thought for some reason, so Ontario going to play the hit. Rich Moffat with a chance to hit and roll and lie 3.
You got a cutter.
So I think that rock is curling more than the rest. Mark saying, yeah, I know. Well, they maybe should have talked about it before he just kept throwing it if he knew. Same thing Rich just threw, opposite side, same weight. This spot curls more, though, we remember from earlier in the game. One of the keys to curling is mapping out the ice, remembering what's happened earlier, and it's not just the skip's responsibility for anybody that's watching. That isn't a skip saying, well, that's not my job. It sure is.
No, try and get that triple.
There is a triple there if James can throw it hard enough. You can see as this one comes into the house here, I think we'll get a replay. Over curls, great sweep by Chris Fulton, but it just feathers the yellow before it hits the red.
Why does it always take us like 6 ends to figure out somebody's got a bad rock? We've only said it like 4 times during the game and we still didn't pick up on it.
Yeah.
Well, try and make the triple here.
Teams I play on it, if you question a rock and it's the third or the skips and you know the front end rocks are good, it's gone. I don't care if we're right or wrong. I just don't want anybody to have to think about it anymore. Let me figure it out at second or lead. You take this one I know is good. This one's coming with some heat from James. A little frustration peel. That's too thin to be at the back one, but he's got the top double. Great shot from James Paul. Earning himself, as he said, a
probably wasn't there.
Prolonged agony.
It wasn't there.
No, that was not there with that speed anyway, James, and that was pretty hard, so angles weren't quite right. Needed that first one he hit to be about I don't know what he needed actually. Needed to be closer, needed to be a half a rock to the right.
Probably wasn't there, can't throw it enough.
No.
You can't hit that one much thicker. It might have went across the top.
I think Kelly's free rock too is a problem. There's been a few
Well,
so pair those two together then, Mark. Put those two that you might think are cutters, give them to one guy.
It takes us 6 ends to figure that out rather than somebody saying something.
Oh yeah, I know. We're terrible at this.
Things to work on, boys. Hopefully you can come back here for Alberta's sake and maybe make that adjustment for the next game. Otherwise, there is no extra next game. It was actually a 4. I think I said it was a 3 for UConn, but it was 4. It's 8-5 by the looks of it. Newfoundland and Labrador with the hammer and 6 in the ladies draw. And Howard hit and roll out, a gift. Howard hasn't had his best stuff tonight.
Stuff. Same way that I threw on here the other time.
So after all that, the prolonged agony. It looks like they're going to force Ontario to one.
Boardsy stuff. Whoa.
Got this one wider than he wanted, obviously.
Kelly.
Needs Kelly to curl, make it curl. I think he's okay. Looks like he's fine. So you're going to see Howard throw that same shot for 1. And if he's successful, they'll take a 3-point lead into 7. Still a great place to be. But really looked like that was...
thought we'd be laying 2 this end?
Yeah, James said it best.
So you got a bad rock and Mark's got a bad rock. Just takes us 6 ends to figure that crap out.
Got to put a headset on James Paul.
Well, why does it take us 6 ends to find it? Right? Well,
I don't want to be the bearer of...
Analyze a little bit more. A couple takeouts. Your first takeout's been taken off, right?
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but James, you're the one who gets to watch the most rocks come down the sheet.
He doesn't have a very big piece of this.
This is out there. It's coming up, but that's heavy. He's giving up a steal here, maybe. No, he is not. Just enough. Single point for Ontario. 6-3 lead going to the 7th end. We'll be right back.
Stay with it, yeah.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
Yeah, and I mean, some of that would explain all my fucked up times here.
Welcome back, folks. 2 ends to play, maybe some bonus time if Alberta can make a little comeback here.
Now.
Yeah, now would be a good time for a 3-ball, as James said, or a 4 or a 5. Phil Daniel, lead for Team Ontario, going to try and put this one in the 4-foot.
Probably can't throw it hard enough anymore.
I don't think it mattered how hard you threw that one, James. I don't think the angles were quite right.
There's a lot of shots now that are not there anymore.
Not in the arsenal.
You'll hurt something now.
So Alberta going to put it all on the line here. Need a couple of corner guards. Twitter's firing up here, so it's probably updates on Jen's game. I know she won already. Oh, an old friend, Jay Merchant, what does he call himself? Australian. A Canadian moved to Australia, represented Australia with his team at the Pan Pacifics in Calgary earlier this year and just missed out on qualifying for the Worlds. Hope things are well, Jay. Cheering for Alberta. He's born and raised in Alberta. Need to cheer loud, Jay. The boys need some help, but they're still in it. Oh, Georgette's telling me that Jones plays Gim tomorrow, a Korean team in the quarterfinals. Chip in a chair, that's what you want in curling. That's what all these teams are after. You just got to get to those playoffs, then get on a roll at the right time. It's always best to get on a roll from day one and just roll right through, but that's hard to do. 2008, 2009 Team Martin did that for a couple of years. Didn't lose the game at the Brier for 2 years. It's supposed to be harder than that. Team Manitoba, Randy Neufeld trying to do that this week. Speaking of which, Nova Scotia, as they always do, bounce back. Certainly not a team you're going to rattle from my vantage point. They made a deuce in 6 to take a 5-4 lead into 7. Manitoba with the hammer. And just an ongoing battle for the race for first place.
Even them up. Whoa, 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 easy, easy.
First place would get them hammered throughout the playoffs, I would imagine.
Easy.
Which is a big advantage.
Shot, John.
Quebec forced to 1 in 6, down 3 without playing 7. Not looking good for La Belle Province. So I think now Chris is being asked to throw this one tight guard, I imagine. I'm starting to see teams play this into the rings now rather than throw a guard. I'm of the opinion strategy's easiest to figure out if you put yourself in the shoes of the other team. What is the other team? James, what does he want me to do? He probably wants me to throw a guard, doesn't he? Well, if that's the case, then I'm not going to do that. Maybe I want to do something different. And they haven't thrown a guard here. They're playing a tap, actually. Split it would be nice. Left a bit of a pocket there, but maybe that'll distract James from the corner guards, where his activity and attention should be, and it's done just that.
We're going to swap one behind.
You can see, fill in the rings like that. He knows he's going to have to deal with them eventually. He's going to draw over there for fourth shot. I think that makes sense. And then they're going to peel the guard, and then you put one in the pocket. Then they're going to hit and roll in the middle, and you can see there's a lot of work to do here before Alberta's going to get 2 or 3. They're going to need some help from Ontario.
Lots of room.
First and foremost, though, they got to make 8 shots in a row here. John Schmidt did his part for the shooting anyway, made his 2 corner guards.
It's picking now. No, 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 you're still fine. You're still fine. Oh, on its own, on its own.
This has got to stay in the rings, boys. Howard working it.
Perfect.
Does hang on. So probably still going to see Howard. If he can chase that, he will, but peeling the guard is definitely a good option. He's walking towards it. Other options, you could just follow that draw down. But with a 3-point lead, I think this makes a lot of sense. Looks like Laura Phillips and Team Newfoundland and Labrador have a draw to the 8-foot for a whole bunch of points. Probably enough to win the game and get handshakes out of Yukon, I would think. Looks like 5 to go up 13-5. And the handshakes are out. And that ends the 2022 Everest Canadian Senior Championships for both Newfoundland and Labrador and Yukon. Both making the championship pool, but not able to put a run together to make the playoffs. So they will be watching the rest of the weekend. Both provinces should be proud of the effort those ladies put in.
Okay.
Yukon having to deal with some illness and playing with 3 for the entire championship pool is a challenge. Bad luck there. So here's the come around the other corner guard. There are 2 of them. Let's use them both. And this one's going to come up just short of the rings. Shoot, the guys weren't really sweeping it till late.
Wow.
Sorry, folks. James is just entertaining. I would think you'd hit the one in the rings. No sense in staying here. Don't need anything else to jam on. Roll out if you can, and Rich has successfully done that. Getting late in the end. Third's first stone here. Mark Klink needs to make this come around. I think at this point, Ontario's at least semi-likely to ignore the peeling and just kind of follow it over here and say, you only got 3 shots left and you got to get rid of 3 rocks. We still get to throw 3 more. I think it would make some sense to just follow this one in there. Down behind double corners. You peel the top one, they go around again. You've still got 2 buried.
Good. Hard boys.
Last thing I want to do as Ontario this late in the end is take anything out for Alberta, but Alberta is full-on struggle mode. And I don't even know that I would peel those guards. I might beat them to that pocket or tap one of those to release that pocket, I think is probably what Howard's going to do, yeah. Tap it right to the button. Still going around the corner guards is 4th shot, so maybe even 5th after they make this tap. They know this one. This is where Chris tried this shot and was just a little light, over curled slightly. T-line weight, even if you're a little heavy, even if you bump it a little too far, split it, just want to make sure that pocket goes away. Basically just to draw the button here, let that yellow one get in the way, and you'll bump it where you need it. So this one's a little bit wide still, a little bit heavy, but as long as it catches a chunk, this is going to be a good shot. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I don't think he set up any triples. Looks to me like that misses the back one. And you'd always rather your opponent have to hit and roll behind a corner guard than get the free draw. The draw is a much easier shot than a hit and roll.
You make the double and roll.
Got to start dealing with the ones in the middle.
Probably have to throw normal.
No, this is makeable. 7-8.
Probably easier to make across the face.
Oh, good trick shot. It's always harder to call.
Yep.
But he's right. It will get more action going with this turn than the out turn.
Whoa. Whoa, stay close. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. John. Oh, oh. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Sounds close. Almost tripped himself up there. So I don't think Alberta's getting that 3 they wanted. You can see the replay here. Sweeping it to curl. This one just needed to curl another inch or so. And it would have rolled right behind the corner guard and still made the double. But now Howard a chance to hit and stay in line 3 again. And Team Alberta has never really successfully used those corner guards. They tried, but never made the shot they needed to. Probably trying to roll right back to Rich's broom, even farther than that, so they can't freeze on that back one. Don't want to roll right in front of the back one. I think that would be where James tries to hide if you do. Roll right over to the other side one. It's not even a big deal if you roll out here. You just don't want to roll in front of yours back 4 foot. Yeah, that's perfect. Good shot there. What's James have to say for us now?
Wonder if a guy tries to get them all 3 of them, and if he
Yeah.
rolls out, you may have a in for 2, Ray.
Well, you're probably better to blank than you are to take 1. More likely to get a 3 to tie it than steal
on this,
2.
just like 15, 16ths on that side. Right in the middle of the rock, Mark. Middle of the rock.
So we're going to see the Alberta Heat from James Paul here, trying to hit the basically right on the nose and hope he gets some action on the back one.
I don't know. It's if we don't kill all 3 here, it's pretty much
Lights out in Twinkletown. He knows it.
oh no. Yep. Yep.
He's got it close. Needs to get a little lucky on the back one. Oh, just needed to hit it a little bit higher, a little bit less curl. So Howard Rahala here, Team Ontario skip with a chance to hit and roll and lie 2 and force James to take a single point here. Manitoba on the next sheet has Nova Scotia in all kinds of trouble. Looks like they might be able to make a double and sneak their way out of it. If anybody can do it, it's the Nova Scotia men's team. So out turn, probably, oh, let's throw it harder than I expected. I thought he'd throw hack or board weight here and let the sweepers make it for him, but this spot does curl. It's got to come up to stay. Don't think he's staying. Going to allow James Paul to blank, and I think that's the best that James could hope for. So we're not done here yet. 5 rock rule coming home. If James can make this blank, which I have full faith that he can down the center line.
Oh, yeah.
Then we're going to see a couple of corner guards, and who knows? Alberta's still not dead. Ontario's certainly a heavy favorite to win this game. No trouble from James here. We're gonna have a blank end, folks. And we're coming home in the 8th end with Alberta down 3 with the hammer. We'll be back to see the action right after this.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
We're back, folks. 1 more end for sure. If you're an Alberta fan, you're probably hoping for 2 more. Maybe they'll take 4 and win. I guess that's what you're hoping for first. I've seen it happen. The team that I was playing against took 4 in the Olympic trials in 2001 when we were up 3 coming home. That wasn't as much fun. It's about as much fun as you'd expect it to be. It was terrible. So Phil Daniel again for the last number of ends with the lead has just been asked, since they took the 4, I've just been asked to fill up the 4-foot, Phil. Right on the button, top 4-foot, full 4-foot. Don't want to be light here. This one's curling like it's light, and I think he's missed the house short. Cardinal sin there from Phil. Not liking that. Good news for Alberta. I don't like this call. I see it all the time, and I really, really don't like it. I get what he's thinking. He thinks Ontario's going to peel their own guard there, but if they do and you throw 2 corner guards that are good, you're 2 corner guards and shooting. You're going to get to go around one of them twice. And that's all you can hope for when you need to get 3.
Whoa.
But maybe he'll prove me wrong here. Quite often you end up too close together here. You can't really throw another guard.
Oh, we got lots of weight.
Did I mention I don't like this call? And the result is not very good. So he could still peel his own if he wanted to, just hit the red onto it. As long as the red doesn't leave town, it's totally okay. Pretty hard to, unless you cross it or nose it, it's pretty hard. It's a very makeable shot for Phil. That's what I'm trying to say. Get it out, Brent. Good shot from Phil, and now the challenge is you got to throw another center line guard here. You got to guard your guard. He's going to go for the corner. Okay. Got to get this depth right. Be interested to see what Ontario does with Chris Fulton's first one. I would think they'd go around the center one, but I've been wrong a lot for those who've been watching.
Halfway. Keep it going, guys. Okay.
So not bad, but there will be a double peel for Chris to attempt when he can peel, which is not yet. Not till after the 5th rock of the end. So asking Chris to throw one in the top 4-foot here. Like this call. Kind of like this on the last one too. I don't disagree with peeling your own, but Quebec stealing 1 and 7 to keep their hopes alive. Slim hopes that they are, but they are alive. Down 2 without the hammer coming home. Saskatchewan made 1 of the chip shots. Good shot there from Chris Fulton. One that Alberta's going to have to deal with.
Actually, probably the call is probably back here, eh? I don't know if you can take enough ice to that 3 stone, eh? Well, can you take enough ice to that 3 stone?
So worried about
come back here, eh?
Worried about this one being a cutter that they were talking about, the one that took them 6 ends to find.
Around this and come around that.
James said.
Ah. Nah.
And as I was saying before we went into the break a couple ends ago, it's not to point the finger at anybody, but the skip sees more rocks coming down the ice than anybody else. They see every single rock coming down. So it is everybody's job to find those cutters, but it's the easiest for the skip to find them.
Mark in. Mark in.
He was thinking that Kelly was soft on everything. So he has to decide, is that what it is? Or is it
Hard, boys.
a rock problem?
Hard. Shot.
Good come around there, mostly buried, I think. Howard's having a look. Oh, he thinks he can chase it. He can see a little bit of it, so if nothing else, he'll take the guard off here. That'll be the miss. Doesn't want to airmail it, as they say. Can't miss both here. Got to make some contact, but this curl's plenty here. Get the weight right and get it anywhere within 6 inches of that broom. You'll probably make it. So he's a little wide, but as long as he's not heavy, he'll be fine. There's that Chris Fulton intensity. And rolls it dead, Barry. Oh, how are you doing? That's that's fantastic shot. And that's big, big trouble for Alberta. Gonna need some help, actually, from Ontario. Going to be very difficult to get 3 rocks closer than both those yellows, and it's tough to take them both out without wasting 2 shots. They don't have 2 shots to give.
You got lots of room.
In the battle for first place, I think Manitoba has been forced to 1 point, so
yep, might as well get it back
tied
here,
up,
Ken.
coming home. Nova Scotia with the hammer.
Oh, no, that's good. That's good.
In the battle for first place. And it's really starting to look like the first place team will play Randy Bryden and his foursome from Saskatchewan as they are up 2 with the hammer and in control in this end.
Takes away our...
Takes away kind of everything, James. Fortunately, kind of takes away your chances of winning this game, I think. Rich Moffat being asked to peel off this corner guard, open up the back one. Oh, silence. But it's fine, it's perfect. Good shot by Rich as he opens up that back one, as the next shot's going to be they're going to hit that
Pump it back to here if you can, Mark.
He's got to deal with these somehow.
Just about through weight.
2 great shots from Chris Fulton. The first, a good come around to the perfect spot, and then a fantastic chase, hit and roll. You can't leave these here. Right now they're in a spot that's making that red guard useless, because anything that goes behind those, you just hit that yellow anywhere and it's going to hit it.
Yep. Yes. Hard. Hard.
Boys are working it for Mark here. Got to get it by the guard here. Line looks
right
really good. Get that one out of there. Outside that back. That's a fantastic shot. That's not okay. That's great. Instantly, the 3's back alive. Still tough for them to get that yellow one out and stay. So this one they want to probably try and roll back into the 8-foot out-count the other red one at the top. Definitely out-count a run-back red if it sticks on that other red. I think a nose hit would do that. So important for Rich to stay here. If he could, he'd roll a foot or two inside, right into the full 8 foot. Sounds and looks like he's gonna roll out high to give Alberta a little bit more hope. So I think you're gonna see the wide in-turn draw now. That's why they played that bump, so they could open this shot up. Doesn't seem like a big miss there from Rich, but it is. Mark Klinked, can he follow up the first shot, that was the best shot we've seen this game.
Okay, that's good. Line's good. Clean it.
Sounds like he's got to make here if they don't lose the line.
Hard kill.
Kelly working it. Don't want to touch anything here.
Whoa.
That's
great shot, Mark.
2 pistols from Mark Klink to keep Alberta alive potentially. This is starting to look like extra time, folks. I think if I'm Ontario,
Oh, that's a peach.
I got to take on a draw here. Which one do I like? Could play the out-turn draw, top 4 foot, just past your yellow one.
How good is it if you know you have it?
Or you can follow him in there. Peel the guard, but then you can make a double for the win, I guess. I think you got a draw here. It's just a matter of which turn. The out-turn draw would be better. You could get shot rock, but the in-turn draw you might know better.
That 6 is a gem. That 6 and that 3 rocker gems.
So super important here, obviously to make the shot, but super important not to, it's super important to block this draw from James being able to make it again, and also super important to out-count that top red one, or again, eventually they might have to make the run back, so out-count where that run back stick would be. Anywhere past the red in front of the one that Mark just threw, past the top red would be considered a quality shot and a make. 7/8's a lot of weight. They don't look like they're interested in it, which makes me nervous for Ontario fans.
Get it all the way out, Mark.
This is too hard. No, don't touch that. You want it to stay 3rd shot. So at least he's done that. The odds of the one in top 12 counting are very slim.
I think that's our call, and then we have either a pick or a run back maybe for something, right?
Yeah,
we get half.
You get your 4, right?
Just kind of just back here, eh?
I don't like this call. I think you should play the draw that Mark made.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
That should be good.
Just leaving Howard the same shot he just tried. And there's a whole bunch of places he can be to make it that you're going to really struggle to score 3. But at this point, you're free rolling. Didn't expect to be in this place.
That was like backline weight.
This was all set up by an absolutely fantastic shot by Mark Klink, followed up by another one. And that hit and roll out by Rich Moffitt. Let's see if James can make this roll.
Whoa.
Got to make the roll here so that Howard can't just follow you and hit it. And lie 2nd and 3rd.
Hard!
This one's twisting.
Hard!
Oh, what a shot. Alberta, late bloomers, but they've awoken.
Thank you. Good sweeping, guys. Good sweeping.
Unbelievable. Back to back to back. 5 out of 4s. You get what you deserve. It looks like they deserve a 3. It's the same shot, no question. So where can't we be here? You don't want to talk about it, but you got to think about it. Have to be out counting where that run back stick would be, so you have to bite the 8-foot. Got to be full 4-foot if you want to win this game this end.
Thanks.
I sure hope my agent negotiated overtime, because I only signed on for 8 ends a draw. But I guess I do owe a few ends. A couple games ended early, so we'll stick it out here. But this is definitely looks like a 3-ender a lot of times. Up 3, pressure draw, more pressure because you're up 3, because you don't feel like you should be in this situation. Back 4 is no good, that's too hard. Back 8's too hard. If this slides out of the 12-foot, they're gonna have a shot to win this game. That's just misswept, unfortunately, for Ontario. And grab another beer. Top up that cocktail. 4. Nothing for 4, Greedy.
Yeah, we could do the same shot. As long as you're staying 8-foot somewhere. I'll throw like 5 feet less weight.
Reload your refreshments, folks. We're going to the extra end, I think. What's going on across the rink here?
5 feet less weight.
New
As long as you
Brunswick,
stop in the 4-foot somewhere.
BC.
So, like,
Tight
get
battle
the
for
back one,
7th
whatever.
place. Can't see the scoreboard. There's a giant in the way. That fella is a big fella. 4-4. Looks like BC's going to win that one, but
Should be there. Should be
so
there.
can James finish off this fantastic second half to this 8th end for Alberta? By now you'd be hoping they'd stay clean. No problem here from James Paul. Wow, folks. That is 3 red ones. It's not even
Well, why
close.
not? We've done it. This would be the 4th time, eh? Yeah. Overtime.
We are going to overtime, folks. Ontario will have the hammer, but we're tied going to the extra end when we come right back.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
Welcome back, folks. Bonus coverage, extra end, Alberta, life on the line, and out of sheer necessity, make the 3 points in 8. I was going to say in 10. There are only 8 end games here. So we're going to the 9th end. Alberta knowing it's Saskatchewan. I don't know where the fellas are, but they won their game. So if Ontario can score one here, Saskatchewan straight to the semis. If Alberta wins this game, if they manage to steal this win,
Start up here, John.
Saskatchewan will be out and Alberta will be in. So lots on the line here still. The battle for first place. Ooh, Manitoba's got the steal point in there to win the game, but a big shot coming here from Nova Scotia. Did they leave it too long? Just missed the sweep call. 2 more shots to come. Opportunity for Manitoba to put some real heat on Nova Scotia, though, but a good shot there. So, high guard, tight guard. I think you're going to see Howard ask Phil Daniel to play the tick shot, the chip shot. BC does pull out 7th place by the looks of it with a 2 in the last end to win 6-4 over New Brunswick. And
shot, John.
I think New Brunswick went 0-for in the championship pool. I think they ran out of gas. They lost all 4. Would have been one of the favorites coming in here with tons of previous experience, a solid team top to bottom, but couldn't put it together when it really mattered in the championship pool this week. Did not try the chip shot. Don't understand this. Sweep that one. It's not helping you. Once it's behind the tee line, you might as well kill it. And you can feel the momentum switch, folks. Ontario's still in total control of this game, hammering the extra end. But the way we got here makes it feel like they're maybe letting it slip, and the mind is a powerful tool for and against you in sports and in life.
It's right here, boys. Kelly. Go ahead, Kel. All you got. All you got.
Good looking second center guard here.
Not in though. Good shot.
Manitoba, Randy Neufeld with the heater, and I think he's hit it just too high, and very makeable shot here. I don't want to butcher her name. I think it's Glenn McLeod, but I'm not sure. McLeod is the skip for Nova Scotia. I haven't covered one of their games yet. I should look that up. It is Glenn McLeod. Sometimes my memory works. Now this one's getting real tight. The other come around, switching turns. Total disaster here from Phil Daniel.
Get behind the red.
Uh-oh, Ontario. It'd be better off to not have thrown either one of those. Throw them in the corner, you're in better shape. I don't understand
why. Go in or out, Kel?
I don't get it when somebody doesn't play the tick shot and they're allowed to with the hammer tied. So I don't even know if Ontario's going to get to peel guards here. There's so many of them. They might not have time. So Glenn McLeod for the win and to win the round robin for first place and hammer throughout the playoffs.
Make it good, boys.
Oh,
Line's
he's
good.
got this one out wide, folks. I think he's missed it.
Don't change. Yep. Hard.
He's missed it.
Okay, mark in. Whoa. Mark if anything.
Ah, he's missed it badly.
Okay.
Unfortunate end to a well-played game.
Okay, Kel.
Both playoff bound, but Manitoba's going to finish the round robin undefeated at 10-0 and take that added pressure of not losing any games into the playoffs here. Unfortunate for Glenn McLeod and Nova Scotia, but they're going to finish at 8-2. And second, I don't know who won between Ontario and Nova Scotia, but if regardless of what happens, Nova Scotia's got a date with Ontario tomorrow. And Manitoba's got a scheduled appointment with Saskatchewan if Ontario wins, and Alberta if Alberta wins. Down to 5 teams on the men's side. I apologize, I cannot update the ladies because they're all over at the curling club, so I have no idea what's happening over there. Throw another center guard here. Important to keep the separation. Anything that gets anywhere into that logo or past that logo is going to allow for a potentially even triple peel and really change the complexion of this end, but.
Easy, it's out there. Okay, well, off then. Off, Mark, it's got to curl.
Feels to me like.
It's got to get the center.
Ontario just needs a massive shot here to really pick them up because it feels to me like they're letting it slip.
It's not good.
So this is the chance here.
Okay.
Chris Fulton, half rocker here in turn. Can get all 3 moving, maybe a little thinner than half. Can get rid of all 3 of those rocks and give their team a fantastic chance to win this game. He knows it in the hack. Alberta knows it. Everybody on the ice knows this is the chance to get out of this mess. Here it comes. This looks thick. Too thick. Oh, great shot. Almost fantastic, but very good shot there from Chris Fulton. About a ½ an inch thinner and everything spills. Shot rocks open, no corner guards. No real great draw paths, however. Here's the replay, you can see it. If that just curls a little bit less, hits everything is gone and only the two in the house remain, the back two, the back red and back yellow. But a much better situation now for Ontario. Alberta still needs the center guard.
Okay, it's right here. Line's good.
Trying to play this one out, folks. What do you see happening here?
Okay, well then.
Guard, peel, guard, peel. What is, if it was their last shot?
That's right, good shot.
And Ontario made the peel. What would James Paul do with his last rock of the game? Throw on top 4 right in front of it, top 8 foot. Maybe Howard would have to make the double or the angle tap. So Howard has to decide, am I okay with that? Because if I am, then I can keep peeling till the very end. If I'm not, I got to do something else. Maybe make the draw first, beat him in there. Definitely going to peel this one and one more, I would think. Rich not throwing it as hard as he once did. Never was a fireballer, but when you throw that weight on peels, you got to be more accurate, but that was deadly accurate, half a stone.
Guard.
See these young punks in the game now, and they throw it so damn hard, they don't even have to be that good. Hit it anywhere from 9/10 to 1 inch, and the thing's rocketing out of play.
It's halfway.
That is a tone, that is jealousy, I'll admit it.
Okay. Line's good. Line's good. Whoa, John, easy. It's gonna be fine. We don't need it to curl. Don't need it to curl.
It's another
Shot,
good
Mark.
center guard from Mark Klink. The boys gonna talk about it, or is it an automatic peel? I think this one's an automatic peel call, and then if you want to make a change, it's gonna be on the next one. Same shot as he just threw from Rich Moffitt.
Oh, he can't throw him very hard, actually.
You can hear James saying he can't throw him very hard, so there is a chance he can nose this. Really got to go here. Great sweep by Chris Fulton.
All right, let's replace it.
I think they have to. There's no other option for Alberta. The strategy's simple for Alberta. 2 good peels there from Rich. Pass the baton to skipper Howard Rahala. Hasn't had his best game.
What's
but
that? No.
The boys are asking, you think he'll go around? And it doesn't really matter if you think he will. You can't do anything about it.
Same spot as Mark's.
Same idea. Probably Alberta wants him to go around. A little mistake would make things easier for Alberta to steal.
John.
Trying to make it curl a little bit here. This one's a bit tighter than they wanted.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
This is in the rings tight.
No! Oh, jeez.
I don't know why he's so upset with that. I mean, I don't think that Howard can really do anything other than hit that now. Hit that half a rock, bump your yellow one up, spin out of the way, and open up that intern side. There it is, James. It's not that bad.
No, but it will get the center. It just, from the hog line in, it'll curl 2 feet.
It doesn't matter if it's guarding that back one. That's not the one you're expecting to win with if the guard is there. Can't hear Howard right now, but I think you got to throw the intern peel, half a rock on the red. You're going to bump your yellow one up. Spinner, shooter spins away. Open up the intern draw. Either have a draw to the 4 foot or a nose hit or a double. Yeah, Chris sees it. Yeah, you can see the English. Curlers tell great stories with their hands. Can't hear them, but it's the third time out Ontario's called in the last 25 minutes. You get 2 during the game. They called them both in the 8th. Then you get 1 timeout in the extra end, and they've taken it now. Regular lead still Paul Madden. I heard him say crotch, hit it in the crotch, spin it out of there. You can see Chris's hand gestures. I can't hear them, but that's what they're saying. There's a bunch of places you can hit this. Throw peel weight and hit half to even a quarter. Like, imagine if you're trying to make that double and stay there. It's actually really hard to stay there. Most important, don't nose it. Nose would double jam and create a real problem. If you weren't sure you could make this, you could peel it on the out-turn side. But that yellow rock up there is actually working against you, not for you. So down to the final 3 rocks here. Saskatchewan men watching closely, sipping on a beer behind the glass here, behind the sheet. This is way out there. I think he's flashed this red one. No. Good shot.
Same line we just had.
Half the forfeit, eh?
Yeah, I think
See
so.
the replay here. Coming in there,
Just a smidge more ice.
curls enough, just hit that red one first. That curls an inch though, and that spins way out of there. Opens up the in-turn draw.
Weight and you sweep it there.
You're right about that, James. So you want to put this right, biting the forefoot. Can't be full 4 where you could nose it. Unless you're dead in front of it, then they could be full 4 because the nose would jam. And make...
Biting the forefoot, half in the forefoot?
Yeah, James is telling you, right in front of your back one. Make
Well,
Howard...
He's going to try and make him draw, right? So
Make him draw. You're not going to be able to do that. He's going to be able to choose to make the double if he wants to. If you want to make him draw, you're going to throw this top 12. But then he's going to draw to the backing, and you don't want that. So Howard's going to have the opportunity to play the draw the forefoot. I think a lot of times he's going to take on the double because the draw the forefoot path is not easy with those tight red corner guard and then the yellow on top 12.
Whoa, I think it's there.
Howard wants him to slide this right to the tee line. I can promise you that.
Whoa.
That's got to sit.
No,
no. This is way too far, folks.
Ow.
It's too bad.
Oh.
Nose hit for the win. Hit and stay. See if Howard can come to play when it really matters. Alberta needs a big break here. You can see James is disappointed. Had it on a perfect line, just 1 foot too far. Boys didn't really sweep it. They're just kind of cleaning it. This late in the game, you don't want to see it pick. So probably a board weight hit right on the nose. Just put that back. Uh-oh. No,
I got it, Mark. I got it.
He's missed it.
You're going to have to sweep fast. Like, pretend you're young. Hit her, Davey. No, don't. Okay.
Thanks for the game, eh? Good luck tomorrow, eh?
And a Houdini act from
thanks.
Team
Good luck tomorrow.
Alberta. Not prolonging the agony, but prolonging their week.
Good luck tomorrow.
As I'm pretty sure they're heading into the playoffs.
Hey, good job.
Giggles, that one feels good. Not a great feeling for Ontario, but they're still in the semifinals. But we'll be back tomorrow at 8:30 local time, 7:30 Eastern. I'd expect some people out west in Alberta, in BC. What's that? 4:30 in the morning. Set your alarm clocks. We'll see you in the morning, folks. Lots of action tomorrow. We're going to hand out some Team Canada jackets and crown some new Canadian champions. Thanks very much. Have a great day.
Mark, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,